Happy Wednesday. On this asynchronous workday, we are going to be practicing using text details to infer information about a text. Today, we're going to be reading about recycling clothes, which is harder than maybe it sounds. The directions for this assignment are pretty straightforward. This is kind of a read and answer the question style assignment to practice activating your comprehension skills. So we're going to activate your background knowledge first to prime you to get ready to read by completing the background activity below. Then I want you to read one of the articles attached below. It's the same text, same information, but at different levels of complexity. So level 1 is 680 Lexile. I want you to choose that one if you're still developing your skills or if things like finding evidence or explaining your reasoning are tricky for you. If they're not, if it's starting to seem really easy, I want you to pick the harder text. It's not really harder. It's just got more information in it, really. The difference between Lexels is not words, it's how much information is there. So it'll be a little bit longer and it's going to have more information, but I think you're going to find it more interesting. That one's 830 Lexels, so then you'd choose this lower of the two. All right, they both look the same. They've got the same cover image. It's going to both load it up. Okay, so you wouldn't even know necessarily that you're reading the longer text. In fact, they're even the same length, unless you were looking at some of the vocabulary choices that they use. So if you're getting comfortable with this, go out on a limb and try something a little bit more challenging today. The third direction is to complete the reading questions below. So take a second, or I want you to check the second page to make sure that you finish them all. Let's take a look at what our assignment actually looks like. So when you load the Google assignment, you'll see this. Our learning targets are to analyze a text to identify the key idea and supporting details. And then I can summarize key details from a text to show my understanding. So we're looking for and identifying what those key details are. And then on the other hand, we're also going to be writing them to explain. So it's a little bit of reading, a little bit of writing. All right, it's a nice round lesson to practice finding key information and then figuring out what does it mean and then explaining it. So we've already been through the directions once, but we're going to activate your background knowledge by completing the background knowledge activity. That's this thing, which says take a few seconds to think about what you know about recycling. In the box below, type a sentence or a few words to explain what recycling means to you. Different kids are going to have different knowledge on this topic, so do the best that you can. There's no right answer as long as you don't skip it. Skipping is not a good answer. Tell me what you know. What do we recycle? Why do we recycle? How do we recycle? When do we recycle? Those are the kinds of things I'm looking for you to think about to activate your background knowledge. That in turn is going to make reading the article much easier. So once you're done with activating your background knowledge, you're going to go back to Canvas, choose one of the two levels. Remember, it's the same text, but one has slightly more information. Okay, let's say you choose the 830 because you're up for the challenge. You read the text, or you can listen to me read it in the read aloud video that's at the bottom of the Canvas post. And then you come back and now it's time to answer the 4 reading questions. There's 5 questions total. 4 of them are reading comprehension questions. So after you've read the article, answer the following questions in complete sentences. Use text details where the question asks you to. I'm trying to get you to be sensitive to when you need to use quotes and when you don't necessarily need to use quotes. The questions read like this, and you can pause me to go back and answer them if you want. 1. Based on the first paragraph of the article, why don't people keep their clothes forever? Use text evidence to support your answer. 2. Based on the first section of the text, why is fast fashion a problem? And then notice here it says stop. Did you answer all 5 questions? If not, you're not done with this assignment. Go back and finish them all before submitting this to me. I'm seeing a lot of kids not finishing the entire assignment. They do only what's on the first page and miss half of it. So 3 says, read the section, recycling polyester. According to this section, why are polyester clothes not recycled more often? Use text evidence to support your answer. And finally, 4, use your own background knowledge to answer this question. What can you do with old clothes besides throwing them away? Explain your answer in 2 or 3 sentences.